Hi, this is Doug Ward from Tech Britain. I'm very happy to be in Manchester, and I'm even more happy to be here with Richard Beaton, co-founder, or should I say the founder of App55. Thank you very much for your time, Richard. Pleasure to meet you.
Thanks, brilliant. Nice to meet you.
Can we talk about your background to start with, please?
So I've moved to Manchester about, 10 years ago, but I suppose a bit of a mixed, you may hear that my accent's a bit strange, so born in the States, Welsh mum, English dad, lived in Australia for a year before finally settling down. Was asked when I was in London to set up an office in Manchester, which I did for a previous company, so stayed there ever since.
Cool, and that's quite a mix there. In terms of the idea of App55, how did that come about?
I was working at the time, long ago, back in '98, I was working at a VC company in Switzerland. And this is back, because I'm really old, this is back when email addresses had numbers in them rather than names. And my background's always been in banking and in IT. I thought, well, if I can, I was working on a system to shift money from one computer to the next. I thought, if I could do that inside the computer system, I should be able to do it via email. So I sat about designing a system doing an email-based payment. So that was back pre-PayPal. I did my first email-based payment back in '98. Long story, but it didn't go well. A whole bunch of money grabbers, and it stopped. But what was really interesting, so I did my first payment back then, I realized actually what I should do is go off and kind of finish my corporate education. So the last 10 years I've been working at EDS and at HP for Director of Corporate Services in the public sector. So large scale, blue chip, $1 billion plus deals. But I kind of looked around at the opportunity and realized that we've got these supercomputers in our pocket, and I can watch cricket on here on the tram coming to work, but I can't pay for a ticket. I thought, well, how naff is that? I want to be able to transact online really simply and securely. And you look around at what's happening in the marketplace, and Amazon and iTunes, it says, Richard, enter your password, and it just takes 1 click or 8 clicks of password, and then I'm out. Everywhere else, it seems to be really, really difficult. So the idea for App55 is to build on my experience for building world-class blue chip, scalable, resilient infrastructure, a payment infrastructure, a bit of payment glue that sits in the middle and says, I don't care what you sell, t-shirts, pizzas, anything online. What you want is you want to be online quickly. You probably want to be mobile ready, tablet, smart TV ready, and you want to be able to do that and pay by password. So 1 click. So the idea is, let's connect up what I call the funky front end, which is devices like this, and the really boring back end, which is all the financially regulated stuff. And just to take a payment service in a cloud that allows people to turn on payments quickly and easily.
So we were speaking off camera. You're in a very exciting period in terms of where the company's at today. I know there's quite a lot you can't speak about, but where would you say the company's at today as an overview kind of description?
I think we're in a really good place today. We've got some funding from EV, which is a Manchester-based VC firm, earlier this year. We've been hiring some new staff. We've expanding our back end in terms of our payment capabilities and structure. We've got some new resilient boxes in terms of all of our infrastructure. So new staff, new board, new executive team, new funding. That's all good news. And so now really what we're about is by taking it to market. So we're just about ready to launch into the market. In fact, pre-Christmas, we should be launching 2 new products. And there should be an online application to allow for example, any Manchester-based firm to be able to click online application only, and then what we'll get is some code snippets, and they'll be able to do online payments straight away.
Superb. In terms of Manchester's tech community, for someone who's not gone out into the community, perhaps who's local or an outsider looking in, how would you best describe the community as is today?
I think Manchester, the tech community, is a really, really solid tech community. I mean, what I've been really impressed with after, and that's one of the reasons why I'm still happy to stay in Manchester, is that there's a tremendous amount of skill sets in Manchester. And yes, there is a glass ceiling, and yes, people do go down to London, which is the nearest biggest world city we've got on our island here. But what is really amazing is that there is a lot of strength and depth. There's a huge amount of skills. And I think something like the Tech Britain, something like the challenges that you guys are doing, connecting it all up, is really good.
Thank you. I didn't pay you for that. Just to make that clear. In terms of people who are looking to be based in Manchester, would you encourage them to perhaps travel around the UK, or do they need to be based in London? What's your thoughts on someone starting out? Do you think they can make a go of it here?
Yeah, I think they can. So that there's absolutely strength and depth in Manchester. You have all the skills that you need to be able to make a successful startup in Manchester. We've been going now, I suppose, almost, is it 2 years? And then for our startup, 2 years is now old. So, you know, we're up, live, running. We've had the VC investment. We've expanded our board, expanded our team. We're sitting in the right offices. We've got the right infrastructure. You know, we're able to do business. There's no problem with that. What I think what's good, what Manchester needs is just to be able to coordinate all of its resources. It is a bit separate, Manchester. We're currently here in Salford, but you've got other tech hub centres just dotted around, but they're really, really close. Manchester's a really good place to do business in because it's not that far away, you know, from all of these centres, like the northern quarter from us. But yeah.
Fantastic. If someone wants to get in touch, Richard, how best to get in touch? They okay to get in touch to start with?
Absolutely, yeah. Please get in touch with us. I mean, one of the things that we're doing is, so one of our new products that are launching, some of our shrink wrap products are able to, you know, apply online and get online the same day to do payments, is that we're actually planning on taking this and exporting it back out to the tech community in Manchester, saying, you guys are using technology, would you like to be part of our early infrastructure? And give us that feedback. If not, any other, of course, inquiries, just go to our website and press the contact us button, take it from there.
Fantastic. And just to end with, Richard, given the fact that you've had the experience of, you know, you've got some of that experience of being in the States, admittedly a bit young, but you've still got that experience. What do you think we're missing in the UK to kind of push forward? We're always looking at what's going on in Brazil, Russia, India, China, and looking at the States. And admittedly, we can't, you know, it's not. We always think it's not best to copy them and just try to be them, but there's obviously things there that are working over there. What do you think we can do to push ahead?
I just think it's a tech community. What's really interesting is being born American, but having British parents and now being, I think, British, is that it's the just do it attitude that the Americans have, but sometimes they just say, just go for it and just do it to the exclusion of everything else. You know, Manchester invented the first computer was here, you know, Turing was here, the mathematics was here. You've got the history, you've got the background. It's just that confidence of being able to take the plunge and do just step forward and say, yeah, I want to do this. And I think if you do step forward and take that, then, you know, good things happen to you.
Fantastic. I should say, Richard, in the community, people have been very complimentary about your product, and it's definitely one to watch out for. I'd like to say thank you very much for your time.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks.